Oh, it's Tuesday, the 17th of March, 2026. Welcome along to the channel, The Fifth Guardian. I'm your host, Tony Hunt, where today I'll be player of games. But as always, it's not my story. I'm afraid it's not your story. Today's story is getting real now. T minus 2 days to the final lap within Real Racing 3. So we're going to do something a bit different this evening. We're going to take a look at what I consider to be the top 10 cars and tracks. We're also going to have a look at a couple of other things. I'm going to look at a number of cars that just missed out, why they were in contention, why they missed out. And I'm also going to have a look at some of the cars that actually are in quite a lot of series, because it's important information with the 2 days you've got left. Dear, there we go. End of an era. Right, game on screen, bit of audio. Right, we see we got Abdullah in the chat saying hi. Hi back, Abdullah. Welcome along. Thank you for watching. Thank you for saying hi in the chat. Yeah, so it's going to be. It might be a little bit all over the place because I changed my mind at the last minute about what cars were going to be in there. I've got an order. Might be fun, but we're not going to start with that. We're going to start with some of the cars that missed out. Now, what I'm kind of thinking is, even though these cars have missed out on the final lap, I've been looking for stuff to do, so we might race some of these cars that just missed out because they're all fun cars. They're all fun cars. George Jacob says, "Hello, good evening." Hello, good evening back. And Virtual Medical Dr. Yeke says, "Hello, another 3 days left." Well, you say 3 days, I say two. I mean, excluding today, we've got Wednesday and Thursday, and then it's turned off. But you being in America, I guess technically you'd consider it to be closer to 3 days. Seems that your Tuesday is just starting. So, yeah, fair comment. Not going to argue over that much, to be fair, but yeah. Uh, Welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. Right, okay, yeah, so cars. Yes, I need to show you the cars that were going to be in it, but they've missed out. And these cars are important. There's three of them. They're important from the point that early on, one of the biggest complaints about the game to begin with was the fact that you had to graft, I think is the technical term. In other words, you never got enough rewards from just doing a race or completing a series. You had to do races over and over again, so you would earn R dollars and go up fame levels to earn gold. And it did used to be a bit of a problem early on. But as I've said, since I've been streaming July 2024, I've never really needed to graft. So it definitely was an issue earlier on in Real Racing 3's life. George Jacob says, T minus 2 days for you. I got the Project Resurrection, so it ain't the end for me. Wink, wink. Well, fair enough. It is the end for me. On Thursday, I will walk away from the game, that is. Right, okay. So, I've got to remember where these cars are. I think is it that one? No, it's not, is it? Is it that one? No. So it's not in Pro. It's not in Pro. Is it in Expert? There we go. Right. Okay. So early on in the series, so all the way sort of kind of mostly, not always, but mostly from amateur through to expert, all the cars, typically you would buy them. And you would open up the series and you'd have like the opportunity to potentially buy the car with 20% discount. And typically all the cars cost $R. But when you get into expert, the cars start costing quite a bit more in terms of $R. So you sort of got to be a bit careful and make sure you've got enough $R so you can take advantage of that 20% discount, which typically is opened up for the car once you got to its showcase area. Now, one of the cars I used earlier on to sort of like graft was the BMW M3 GT2 ALMS. Not going to be racing it tonight, but we might have a go at it on Thursday. So the Suzuka Cup in the Accolade Open Master Global Championships Round 3, bit of a mouthful, but apparently that's what it's called. In Tier 22, there's a cup race at the Grand Prix Circuit at Suzuka, and it was 5 laps. And I used to use the BMW M3 GT2 ALMS. Good car to drive, lots of fun. And it at the time that was probably one of the longer races in the game. So that was a car that was on the list, but it just missed out. Might race it on Thursday. Now the next car that you could use to graph just a little bit later on is in Master. Now I would imagine this is a lot of people's enjoyable car, favorite car, the classic Ferrari Showdown. I'm going to choose with the Ferrari F50. So again, let me see if I can find it. Where is it? There's a cup race, which is 4 laps around Le Mans. Now, the reason why it's Le Mans is the longest track in the game. So even if you're only doing 4 laps, it's a long race. Where is it? There it is. There it is. So Tier 21. We've got a cup, it's Le Mans, it's 4 laps, and I used to do it with the Ferrari F50. Again, bit of a classic car, not bad at all. Not going to race it tonight, and definitely not doing Le Mans. Le Mans did not make my top 10 tracks. I dislike Le Mans. It's just long and it's boring. And there's this, which is a good way of grafting and earning plenty of money. And then in Legend, we've got Le Mans series, and we've got Endurance Legends. So the car that I used to race a lot was the Porsche 919 Hybrid 2014, and I used to do it 10 laps around Le Mans, and that used to take an age. Oh, it was painful. It would take it's a 30-minute race if you do it. 30-minute race. Abdullah says, may I ask, what do you do outside of gaming? Well, in terms of personal hobbies, then it's riding roller coasters, obviously, watching movies. Unfortunately, movies aren't that good anymore. So there's not many new movies I'm watching. That being said, I'm going to see what's it called? Project Hail Mary at the weekend. Looking forward to that. Yeah, so that's what I do. I do in terms of hobbies. In terms of professionally, I'm an engineer, IT engineer. Yeah, there we go. That's me. That's me in a nutshell. Right, I've lost my train of thought. Yes, so look, this car. What's interesting about this car is if I come out and go into my profile, it's telling me. You see, this is the problem sometimes because it's incorrect. The game tells me my favourite car is the Porsche 919 Hybrid 2014, which I've raced 927 times. Now, obviously, those 927 times would not have been around a 10-lap Le Mans, but I'm going to put money on that at least 500 of those 927 times were. So that's painful. Uh, so even though the game says that's my favourite car, it isn't. It was one of the earlier cars in the game, so I've been playing it a lot longer. Um, it's obviously the car I've raced the most, but it isn't my favourite car in the game. It did earn a lot of money when I did race it, though. So those are your three cars in terms of me looking back and the cars that I used periodically in the past when I was starting to play the game to earn R and gold. Right, now this is going to be interesting. This is very exciting. It's very exciting. If only I could find where the cars are. So we've got, I think it's in season one. Let's have a look through. Is it in season one? Is it not in season one? Maybe it's not in season one. Is it in season two? I did make some notes, but I didn't complete all my notes. So you'll just have to bear with me. It's all good fun. Oh, is it season three then? No. Oh dear. Maybe we'll come back to that car. Oh, maybe it's in Elite then. Let's have a look through. It's good just browsing. That's what we're doing tonight. We're doing initial browse. In terms of the racing of the 10 best cars, I have got that organised. But this is just a little bit of ad hoc fun. I really can't find that car. Maybe it's in Legend. Now, I could go into the garage, but it's a Porsche, so it'll take just as long to find the blinking thing. In fact, I reckon it's in here. No, no, it isn't. Oh, where is it? Right, okay. Let's go. Let's go then into the garage. Let's have a look at the brands. So I'll come to that car, the Porsche, in a second. Let's go and find. So these are cars that have just missed out. So an aerial car called the Atom V8. Now this was a fun car to race. I did enjoy racing this car. You can see there, acceleration's pretty cool. Top speed, not bad. Good braking and relatively grippy. Good fun car to be racing with. But again, it just missed out. So maybe we'll do that on Thursday. What else have we got? Right, okay. Another car that just missed out. The Apollo Intensa Emozioni. Why did it miss out? I can't pronounce it. Not really, but I thought that were funny. Right, where is that other car? Right, okay. So the others I think I can find. Let's have a look. So another car that missed out, but I do enjoy racing it, is not in season 3, but I was just testing you all out. Is the Ferrari SF90X Stradale. So I only recently upgraded this car to open up its exclusive series, and I had a lot of fun racing this car. So much so, I was looking forward to then doing the SF90 Stradale, and that turned out to be a massive disappointment. But the XX was a fantastic car to drive, but it just misses out of my top 10. Also missing out, which I think is in here somewhere. Yep, here we go. Obviously not the Speedtail, because that's crap. It's the Lamborghini Cyan FKP 37. As Lamborghinis go, this is a grippy car. I did enjoy racing it, but yeah, just missed out. Just missed out. And right, I think I know where this car is. Honest Gov, I do. I promise you I do. Or maybe I don't. Maybe I do. Or maybe I don't. So that's Pro. Bear with me. I'm going to get there. Truly I am. Is it in Pro AM? Some of you know it as the soap, and that's a good name for it because it looks like soap, and it's fantastic. Why can't I find this bloody car? The thing is, to search for it against Porsche, there's like 90 Porsches in the game. So where is it? I cannot find it for the life of me. Maybe it was in Master. No, I've just done Master, haven't I? Come on, Tony. There we go. At last, right. The Porsche 909 Berg Spider. What a car this was. Funky, groovy, and actually, despite what the stats are telling you there, pretty well balanced. Really did enjoy that. Right, let's have a look at the chat. What we got going on? George Jacob says, in regards to the De La Sarf, boring. How dare you, sir? Just kidding. But yeah, I prefer the Ferrari F40. I don't blame you. I know a lot of people do. More of an F50. I just prefer it. It was just a better car, obviously being newer. Just because when I got it, I had no use for it. Yeah, you see, yeah. The F40, even though it's a classic car, is never top of its own series, which is a bit of a shame. Abdullah says, I am also studying to be an engineer, a civil engineer. Well, best of luck with that. Currently in high school, but will pursue engineering. Yeah, very good. George Jacob says, an IT engineer, you said. On an unrelated note to the stream, I think my secondary email may be hacked. Can I contact you in some way to get your opinion? Uh, uh, I don't really do. That would be like a busman's holiday for me. It would be like a busman's holiday. So uh, just uh, just have a look online in terms of that sort of thing. I'm sure you'll have some pointers in the right direction. It's kind of why I do this now, so I don't have to do IT. And what is it with IT, by the way? Here's a question for you. Right, you work in IT, and your mum and your dad and all your relatives expect free support. But if you're a gardener, they would be quite happy giving you some money to cut their grass. Why does it work like that? I've never understood that. Anyway, change the subject there. Let's move back. Right, okay. So, one final car that missed out, and I would imagine this is a lot of people's favourite, so it might be a bit controversial from the point of view it didn't make the top 10, and I'll go into detail as to why. By the way, the reason why the soap didn't make the top 10, I don't know really. I just struggled to fit it in. I love the Berg Spider, but I definitely want to race it on Thursday. So the car that didn't make the top 10 that I reckon is a lot of people's favourite is the VW IDR. The VW IDR. There we go. Now this is a majestic piece of engineering, but I just couldn't get on with it. And the reason why I couldn't get on with it is because it grips. It grips like nothing on earth. I'm so used to braking round corners, and with this thing, you don't need to brake at all. So I was always slower in this car compared to most people. And also because even though the top speed is low, you're literally going round corners at 150 miles per hour, where other cars would go round it at like 100 miles an hour. It's on a completely different level, and I just could not get my head around it. Just couldn't master it. Uh, I appreciate the engineering. I appreciate how grippy this car is, but I just couldn't get on with it. Uh, Abdullah says that's so true. There we go. I think that's the previous comments. Ozil says, hello, man. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. I am indeed. Ozil is back, everyone. Welcome along, Ozil. Good to see you again. Long time no see. Ask, when is the last day? It's this Thursday. So it won't be my last stream, but it will be my last stream of this game. And says, also, did you find any replacement for this game? Yes, do you know what? I did. I did. I actually found two replacements because this game, technically speaking, does not have an equal. There is no game out there that can replace it. So I'm replacing it with two racing games. One is a mobile racing game called Assoluto Racing. It's a little bit more low key. There are things to do in it, but it's just nowhere near as grand or as majestic as Real Racing 3. And then the other game I chose is Grid Autosport, which is a fantastic game, but it is better on the PC. And I do have a copy on my Steam account. And I've been testing it out. And the good news now is I have, I don't know if you can see it on screen. Is it just over there? You might not be able to see it. If I turn. I've got a Steam Deck, and I've been able to configure the Steam Deck using something called gyro in the game, so I can play it on my laptop, but use the Steam Deck as a steering wheel. So I'm looking forward to that. It still isn't perfect. It still doesn't quite work, but there's lots of settings you can do to adjust um, the sensitivity. So yeah, really looking forward to that now. That should be great fun. Right. Okay. Right. So there we go. So that's the final car that didn't quite make the top 10. They were all in the running, and I'm not going to race them tonight, but I will be looking to race them as a mark of respect on Thursday. I just need to blow my nose. Right. Okay. I'm back. Right. A few more comments in the chat. Let's have a look. So George Jacob says, I do not work in IT and my relatives bust my turbochargers. I think that's code for something else. With IT stuff all the time. At least with this, it makes sense. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you know a bit of IT, you always have to give it away for free. Why is that? Why? If I was a gardener, you'd pay for me to cut your grass. Makes no sense. I don't understand. George Jacob says, here we go. Fun fact of the day. Fun fact, the VW RDR is based on the Porsche 919. There we go. I did not know that. It's grippier than the Porsche 919. I assume you mean the hybrid, but those cars themselves are very grippy. So, Abdullah says, why don't you go for games like Assetto Corsa or Gran Turismo? Gran Turismo might be the closest we get to Real Racing 3. Simple answer, I don't have a console. So I'm sticking with games that I can get on PC. I don't have a games console. I've got no intention of getting a games console. Sony is probably, in fairness, in the same bucket as EA Games. I think they're worthy partners of each other. Abdullah says, I like Gran Turismo. I have got no problem with Gran Turismo as a game, but I think it's PlayStation only. So yeah, that's out of the reckoning, I'm afraid. Ozil says, what about that Chinese game we talked about? Uh, which one was that one? Um, I can't remember which one it was, to be fair. Um, there was quite a few that we did, and we knocked quite a few on the head. If it's a game that I can't actually get in the UK, I'm just not even doing it. And Abdullah says, "Oh yeah, I forgot. It's not on PC. My bad. No problem at all. Always happy for people to suggest stuff, and I'll always answer as honest as I can as to why I not doing it. And sometimes it will be, I've never heard of that game. What game's that then? I should have said that. Gran Turismo, never heard of that. Obviously, I have. I've even seen the film, which was okay. A bit of a surprise, that film. Not bad, not brilliant, but not bad. Worth a watch if you've got 2 hours to waste. Right, okay. Now, the final thing I wanted to show people before we start doing some racing is to talk about some of the cars in the game that are in a lot of series. Now, actually, do you know what? Let me just select a car because there's one that sticks out a mile. Um, in fact, I think it's in 2, just in this area here. I think is it that one? I think it's that one. Let's have a look. So let's select that. No, not that one. That one. No, that one. Right. Let's select that, and then let's go to the garage. There we go. And there we go. It's in 6 series. That's just crazy. Now, there is another one. If I now go into the Porsche, there is another Porsche in even more series. I don't know which way I need to go. So what's it called? It's called the Spider Porsche 918 Spider Concept. If I've written the name down correctly. Hopefully it's this way. Now you can see why I don't like searching through Porsches. There's just too many of them. No. I think it's the other way, isn't it? Yeah. Blinking egg. Anyway, hopefully, when we come across this car, I believe it's in 7 series. If I can find it. There we go. At last. Sorry, did I say 7? I meant 8. 8 series. That's just crazy. So there are some other sets of cars that I haven't included that I could include simply from the point of view of how many series getting that car potentially opens up, or at least gives you a stepping stone into progressing through some other series. So there's 2. The others aren't quite so impressive, but we'll do a couple of them. Let's do one of the earlier cars in the game, which is an Audi. The Audi R8 LMS Ultra. It has an exclusive series and is in 5 other series as well. Impressive. So that's Audi. Let's do a couple of Ford cars. Ford 2015 Mustang GT Premium in 5 series. So all these cars do actually have quite a bit of value to the game, because even if they're not the top car, they open up the series if you own the car and give the opportunity of progressing through the series. I'll just do 2 more. Let's now do McLaren. And there are 2 cars here I want to show you. Again, as a sort of hat off, the McLaren MP4 12C is in 5 series. And if we can get to it, the 720S Coupe is also in 5 series. I think we'll end that there, but you get the idea. You get the idea. Actually, let's do one more, because I'm not going to be touching this particular manufacturer. Pagani. Great cars, lots of fun. I'm going to select the Pagani Zonda R. It has an exclusive series. Again, it's fun to drive. And look at that, it's in 7 series. So all of these cars I didn't really consider in the top 10, but I thought it was worthwhile mentioning them because of the importance due to the number of series those cars are in. Right, that's enough of me talking. Let's do some racing. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to try my best to almost count down car and track at the same time, from number 10 to number 1, by racing the car in that position on the track in that position. Do you like where I'm going with that? That's not a bad idea, is it? Doesn't quite work though, because there are some tracks that are brand new and therefore they don't appear in many series. So it's not quite 10th car on the 10th track, second car on the second track, but it's almost that. Ozil says, let's play. Right, okay, fine, go on then. Right, so in 10th position, let's go into the garage. Because I think it's the only... Well, we're going to go to Mazda. And there we go. In number 10 for me, it's the Mazda Fury. Let's just say it's Fury. The Mazda Fury. What a beautiful looking car this is. Obviously, it's not much of a road collection car, but it is actually in road collection, so it counts. There we go. Abdullah says, what kind of car do you drive in real life? I think it would be a Puma Focus or a Sportage. I think they are popular in the UK. They are. I don't actually own a car. I haven't driven a car since lockdown, since the COVID lockdowns. I got rid of my car then, and I've never needed it since. The car that I did have was a... Oh, what was it now? It's on the tip of my tongue. I'll get there. What was it? It was an Ibiza, but it was a Seat Ibiza, but it was a top of the range one. So it was the sporty model with the. It had an automatic and it had the driver selectable gears. Right nippy little thing. It was 2-door. Beautiful car. Yeah, there you go. So, but I don't own it anymore. I haven't owned it for over 5 years. Haven't owned a car for over 5 years. I have driven a car in that time quite often. I've hired a car. I tend to go for luxury now. So when I drove around the US, I had a BMW 3 Series, which was very nice to drive. Massiad Gamer says, hello, Mr. Tony. Hello. Welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thank you for saying hello in the chat. Game on Gaming says it's going to shut down from the 20th. It is indeed. Right, okay, so there we go. So, yeah, so let's go into the series that it was introduced in, which is concept versus production. And I'm going to race this car around the 10th place track, which is on tier 5. It's the Cup, as you can see there, it's it's Mount Panorama. So my first race is a 3-lap special with the Mazda Fury at Mount Panorama. This is what I'm going to be doing in most cases, doing a race with each of the cars on the tracks. Let's see how we get on. Beautiful car, this. Beautiful. Let's see how we get on. Oh, listen to that noise. Beautiful. Obviously, I'm going to win quite easily. It's a good way to start the stream. So this car is just wonderful to drive. It looks gorgeous. We'll have a look inside on lap 2. Acceleration wise, it's pretty good, at least compared to the other cars in its range. Top speed isn't brilliant, but it's not bad. I think you would class it as a hypercar. Brakes good, and obviously grip is superb. I mean, again, if you've got a great big massive spoiler in the back of the car, you'd want some downforce on it, wouldn't you? So there we go. After, you can see what I mean about the brakes. Pretty active brakes, but not even one lap done, and I'm in the lead. Right, let's have a look inside. What does it look like inside? There we go. Pretty basic, to be fair. Pretty basic, but quite cool. So this is my number 10 car, racing on my number 10 track, and I'm about to go off. Oh. Visually, this car looks stunning, and the audio in regards to the engine isn't bad either. Abdullah says, great car, by the way. Yeah, exactly. Do you know what? I think you might like some of the cars I've chosen, because they don't get much of an outing anymore. I think they're all brilliant cars. And to be fair, from around about position 8 to position 4, you could swap them around quite easily. Some of them won't be a surprise, some of them might be. Well, there we go, look at this. This car was very easy to get to grips with. Like so many though of the cars that were in my top 10, they're not in many series. Typically they're in one series, and they've also got an exclusive series. There are some cars that are in more, but we'll see as we get on. When I put the thumbnail together, I realised all the cars looked very similar in terms of aerodynamics, and that wasn't planned. But when I put the thumbnail together, I realised, I've chosen a very specific type of car from places 1 to 10. Okay, here we go, final lap. I'm just doing one race with each car on the track that's in that position, for the most part. And you might be going, is it an hypercar? You're going up the hill, you've only got 280 miles per hour. Let's see how fast it goes going down, because I'm sure it tops 200 miles per hour. Go. That wasn't even close, was it? Wasn't even close. Great way to start with a victory though. One victory done, 9 more to go. Just going to be a fun evening in terms of racing. So there you go, over 200 miles per hour. Yeah, it would be. First victory of the evening, only taken 40 minutes. Abdullah says, so how do you move around cabs? No, I use my legs. I walk everywhere. I walk everywhere, and on occasion catch the bus or train. Abdullah says, sometimes I think it's less of a hassle not owning a car. We have to maintain them. We have to take care of a lot of things on our Nissan? Well, you see, when I was a young man, it used to be that cars represented a sign of freedom. Um, that I don't think they do anymore. They're so expensive, and you are correct. They take a lot of maintenance, and I just thought I'll get rid of it. I don't need it. If I had the need to get a car, I'd go out and get one. I'd get a nice car, but it would be a small nippy number. Um, Virtual medical doctor Ayaka says Master Fury has been destroyed a long time ago. I feel sad. Well, do you know what? It's perfectly correct then that this car is in 10th place on the top 10 best cars for Real Racing 3, which itself will be destroyed in 2 days' time. And Starman Prime enters the chat, says hello, brother. Hello back. Welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thank you for saying hello in the chat. And George Jacob says also Mount Panorama is much wider in this game for some reason. Well, if it was narrower, it would have been on my shit list. So that was them going, oh, Tony won't like this, so we best make it wider. I mean, some of the areas are quite narrow, but yeah. Right, so that's 10th place for both track and car. Right, number 9. Now, this will be an interesting one. I'm intrigued what you think of this, because I really like this car as well. Struggled initially to drive this car. Didn't get on with it. But when I was able to open up the car's exclusive series, then I really did get on with it. So the car in 9th place is the Zenvo Aurora Tour. Lovely looking car. And we're racing it around Suzuka. So Suzuka is track number 9. So track number 9 is Suzuka, and it's being raced on by the car in number 9, which is the Zenvo Aurora Tour. Now, another thing that I did in preparation for this stream is I changed all the cars back to their original colour, and I've put on their original wheels. So I've got rid of my identification of a car being fully upgraded. I don't think it matters anymore. There's 2 days left. Let's have a bit of fun. Let's have a bit of colour in the cars. So Zenvo Aurora Tour is my number 9 choice. And Suzuka Grand Prix circuit specifically. The places are not just based on the track, but also the configuration. It is the Grand Prix circuit only in position 9. Already I can see this car is less grippy than the Mazda. There you go, right on the edge. Might be a little bit of banging, you know, these cars are only worth £4 million each. A few bodywork damage is not a problem. We've got Eric to bash out the oopsie-daisy, the dent. Now you can see what I mean. Even though this is higher, the grip in this car is not quite as good as the Mazda Fury. But I just love the speed on this thing. It's a bit of a demon to drive. But again, it looks absolutely gorgeous. A little bit old-fashioned on the inside though. Whee! look at that, another example of somebody going off track on their own. So easy to do. Right, got a bit of effort involved here. I'm only in 4th place. 3 cars to overtake. 3 laps to go, including this one. But again, even though this car is harder work, I'm really enjoying racing this car. This is great fun. Easy. Now you might have realised I'm not saying there's any rules this evening. I will try to drive fairly for the most part, but I'm not kidding. When I've chosen the top 10 cars, whoops, here we go again. These cars, for the most part, are absolutely crazy. They're not safe cars. They're mad. They're crazy. They're right on the edge. And so, as it's just a bit of fun, I'm racing in a cup, in a series. There's no penalties for going off track. I am pushing. I'm pushing the car as much as I can. So, just in regards to Thursday, I'm just going to be doing whatever racing I can. There may be some uncompleted series to do. If so, I'll be doing those. Well, really what it's about is having a bit of fun, driving the cars in the game for the last time. So if there's a car you'd like to see me race that maybe you don't own and you want to know what it's like to drive, request it. You can put it in the chat today or tomorrow or on the evening on Thursday. Entirely up to you. And I shall make an effort to do racing in those cars. Right, so I am in first place. Now, the Mazda Fury has been in the game quite a long time, whereas this car, the Zambo, has only been in the game a couple of years maybe, if that. In fact, maybe not even that. Almost lost the lead. Let's bring this home for the win. Here we go. Easy. There we go. Great to bring that car out of the garage again, but as you see there, it's a little bit out of control, which is probably why it's only in 9th place. Abdullah says walking everywhere is excellent for the health. Well, yeah, so long as it's not raining. George Jacob says the Fury was destroyed during filming for a Top Gear episode. You Brits cost the world of this gem. Just kidding. Well, you know, we might have cost the world of the gem, but you know, we've brought so many things to the world. And there's no reason why they couldn't just build it again. So is that the accident with what's his face in Top Gear then, where he almost died? Is it that one? Didn't know that. Right. Okay. So there we go. So that's car 9 and track 9. So car 8 is one of the newest cars in the game. It is the McLaren Solus GT. I love this car. This car is fantastic. Now, whereas the Speedtail is rubbish, this car is excellent. I love racing this car. So, what track have we got in 8th place? Well, I'm doing something a bit different here. I'm doing a head-to-head. So, in 8th place, we've got the Lime Rock Park road course configuration. Now, the reason why I'm just doing one lap is we've had this car out a few times recently, so I don't think we need to necessarily showcase it. There are other episodes that show this car, but obviously, if it's in the top 10, we do have to race it. Again, it's another car that sounds majestic. I'm not doing very well. I might lose this. I might have to do this race again. Then again, I might not have to. Whew. There we go. Perfect. And it's the track that hasn't got that horrible S-bend in it as well. So yeah, very good. There we go. Nice, quick and easy one there. Catching up on a little bit of time. Been racing for 53 minutes. That is position number 8, the McLaren Solus GT and Lime Rock Park road course track. There we go. All right. Now, in position number 7, now this is the interesting, this is where we've got to adjust. So, the car at position number 7, I used to take the fun out of this car because it's a push it. That's what we call Peugeot in the UK, push it. But this car is beautiful. It's the Peugeot 9X8 hypercar. Brilliant car. Loved racing this car. And we're actually doing it around. Hold on a second. I've gone into the wrong bit. So we need to go to Motorsports Garage. Oh, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Because I didn't select the car. Right, let's try that again then. So, Endurance Protocol, all the way to beginning. Let's just select the car. There we go. It's selected. Oh, there we go. We can then from there go to the exclusive series. There we go. And I'm going to race in tier 17 the Grand Prix circuit at Sebring International Raceway. Now, Sebring is the last track to come into the game. So there's not many cars that can race on this track. So this is Sebring International Raceway Grand Prix Circuit is my most favourite track in the game. But I couldn't race the car in position 1. So I thought what we'll do is we'll take the Peugeot and we'll race it round the Sebring International Raceway. It is at night, so that might be a bit problematic for me. I don't like my night races, but it's 8 laps with the Peugeot. So let's get out there and give it a bit of fun. So Ayaka says the Mazda wanted to fix, but the cost to do so on the Fury was just too high. And Abdullah says Top Gear's contribution to car culture far outweigh any few mishaps. Fair enough. George Jacob says the reason why Mazda didn't rebuild it is in my longer comment a bit earlier. If you scroll up in the chat. Okay, I might have missed that. Can't find it. Anyway, there we go. Um, right. So the reason why I like this track so much, let's talk about the track first. Um, it's a lot of the tracks you don't need to memorize to have an opportunity of winning on them. This track, I feel you absolutely do need to know it inside out. There are specifically a couple of corners where you absolutely need to know where the braking zones are. And if you don't, you're off track. So you do need to mentally know how the track layout is, whereas quite often on a few of these tracks you can sort of bluff your way around. But as a result, once you do know it, it becomes quite rewarding, which is why I put it at number one. It's got straights and it's got turns, but it hasn't got 180 stupid turns. So it is all about knowing the feel of the track, knowing how fast you can go at certain parts, knowing where the brake zones are for the corners. And overall, it's just a fantastic mix between straight, turns, curves, twists. And the reward is just knowing the track layout and taking advantage of braking as late as possible. Especially on those two corners where you absolutely have to get the braking right. Now already I'm not in a good position to win this. I'm not really that bothered. It's good to get this car out again. We're in 10th position, 7 laps to go. I will say that this particular race, I remember doing this before and it taking me till towards the end of the race before I was in first place. I may have actually gone off track there. Yeah, so this is one of the braking areas. Brake just under the bridge so I can meet that corner. It's slightly sharper than a 90-degree turn. So it is important to get it right. And here comes the second corner. Have to get right. And now, strangely enough, it's a bit weird. You think you need to brake. Oops, daisy. Brake at not this corner, but this next section. Whereas you can almost go through it flat out. It's a bit weird. So it's also knowing the corners that you don't need to brake as much. Me, I love it. It does depend on the type of car you race on it. So at the time that this track entered the game, we did get a lot of motorsports cars that were either hypercars with good grip or some form of LMP. Makes all the difference. Now the car itself, the Peugeot 9X8 hypercar. It's the only Peugeot, I believe, in the game. I've completely messed up there. It's the only Peugeot in the game. And it's a great entry. You could say it's missing in terms of acceleration, just a little bit, and top speed also just a little bit. But the overall package is fantastic. Not bad grip, not bad brakes. You just can't see very well in the dark with it, and way over the brake there. Okay, let's focus on getting some of these places back. I've dropped 4 places just on that bit. As I said, I'm not too worried if I don't win. If any of the 10 races tonight I wasn't going to win, it was going to be this one being in the dark. I'm saying it's all about knowing where to brake, and I've forgotten. Yes, I'm not doing very well at the moment. So we're on lap 4. We've got 4 laps left. Excluding this one. Oh dear. Oh, I wasn't paying attention at all there. And I'm all the way down in 9th place. And I've smashed my car up, so I don't think I'm going to win, which is fine. But this is my most favourite track in the game now. I'm not doing very well, I'm afraid. Never mind. Never mind. The good news is most of the races I'm doing this evening, are day races. I did my absolute best to avoid doing night races. I'm not a fan of night races. I just don't see the point. Oh, I'm all over the place now. I'm all over the place. Mainly because I've lost my lights. But I don't know exactly where I'm going. And obviously it being an iPad with a reflective screen, all I can see in it is the light bulb above my head. I need to get me brain in gear again. There we go. I had to settle for 8, but it doesn't matter, it's all a bit of fun. Okay, 3 more laps to go, come on. It's definitely hard to see in the dark. It's my own fault for smashing the lights up. Okay, into the end of lap 6. And yeah, my eyesight's completely gone. Oh, what are you doing? Definitely the worst disappointment of the night. I do still love racing this car. I obviously picked the wrong track for this car, with it being night time. I do remember struggling winning this in the exclusive series when I was streaming this. And I've completely lost it. All the way back in 11. Oh. Come on. One final lap. Let's just get it over with. Ah. Not to worry. Unfortunately, a bit of a disappointing race there, but the car wasn't disappointing and the track doesn't disappoint either. It's just me disappointing. So, number 7, the Peugeot 9X8 Hypercar, and my favourite track, Sebring International Raceway, the Grand Prix circuit. Here we go. All right, okay. The Fury was based on a Courage LMP2 chassis, same class as the Porsche RS Spider. For reference, there we go. Fun fact for you. Now, no surprise, those 8 laps resulting in the car needing servicing. I will service the other cars later. Not worry about it now. Right, so that moves up to car number 6 with track number 6. So we skipped track number 7. We'll come back to track number 7. So car number 6. I think it's in here. There we go. It's a Koenigsegg. It's the Koenigsegg Gemera. I'll look at the stats, not bad. Even grip in this car isn't bad. It does struggle because of look at that acceleration. One of the fastest accelerations in the game. 1.6 seconds. Top speed 275 miles per hour. So 3 laps around the 6th place track in the game, Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. Let's give it a go. Abdullah says fast indeed. Yeah, I might have a few problems with this car, but it's good fun. It's good fun. Look at that. Oh yeah. Stay out of trouble as always. We've done all right there. Into 12, 11, possibly 10. Oh, all the way up to 4th. What a car. Oh dear. Oh dear. Unfortunately, the driver is not as good as the car. Yeah, so one of the problems that you do have, even though the brakes are okay, the top speed with the acceleration being so fast, you do have to brake early in this car. But the grip in this car is pretty good. Pretty good. He said sliding it. I'm just finding the limits. Right, so we're in 2nd place. I think we can calm it down a bit, since like we've only got 1 opponent in front of us and 2 laps to go. I don't need to be quite as crazy as what I was on that first lap. There you go. Into 1st. And considering that this is slightly uphill, look at the top speed this car is hitting in this section. I best start braking now though. Right, we'll have a look inside again if I get the opportunity and I've got a bit of a breather. Go. Monkey inside. Have another look while we go down here. There we go. Now you see, look, dead easy to see what's going on behind you. You've got a great big massive monitor to the left. Okay, final lap. We are winning again. It's daylight, always better in daylight. Like a plant or a flower, only grow in the daytime. Oh dear, spoke too soon. Yep, so I'm enjoying this. This is fun car. A little bit crazy. I did say the cars, quite a few of the cars on the list are a little bit crazy. We've got 2 very crazy cars coming up. fun car. Boom. With that, we are close to going up a fame level. I don't think it matters, to be fair now. I think that's it. No additional reward coming our way. Not to worry. All right, there we go. So that is the Conizagomera in number 6 on the Spa-Francorchamps in number 6. So on to number 5. I think you won't find a surprise that this car is in my top 10. You might be surprised by the position. I think it's here. I can't remember where it is, to be fair. No, it isn't. No. Where is it? I think it's is it season 1? There we go. Right. So in position number 5, we have the Bugatti Bolide, and we are doing a race on the track in position 5, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. Now, problem with this car is proper crazy. Acceleration may not be quite as fast, but look at that top speed, 338 miles per hour. And for those that don't work in miles per hour, let me tell you what that means. It means it's bloody fast. Woof! All right, let's give this a go around 3 laps of Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's the road course though. Now there is a possibility I won't win this because it is not a standing start, it's a rolling start. Not a fan of rolling starts. We'll give it a go. Might be a few scratches on this car. I think I put my headphones in just a little bit too far. Too heavy on the ears. There we go. Right. Abdullah says, I legit love the Bolide so much. Played it today as a goodbye. Great car. It is. It's crazy though, this car. It's absolute madness. Question is, can I win? Don't know. Not really that bothered. Oh dear. Well, use the car in front as brakes. And that almost didn't work. Right, so I'm in 5th place. So, see again, that's another problem sometimes with these cars. When they're so fast, you have to start braking way earlier. But I tell you what, it's been fun. I've enjoyed racing these cars. They're all crazy. They're all so crazy. This one particularly so. You can't really get used to a car in one lap, but in one race, but it's good fun. It's good fun. So we're in second. We're going to get first. We are going to get first. There's no way we're getting second. Then again. Come. Now it is true, I may have gone off track a little bit, but it's all part of the fun with this car. So I am going to have to settle for second. But look at that top speed. That's just crazy. That's madness. Abdullah says it's a bit unrealistic, but fast as hell. It is. It is. And there we go. Look at that. Boom. Second place. Right. So that was car number 5, the Bugatti Bolide, racing around track number 5, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the road course configuration. So next up. Now this might be a bit of a surprise. This might be a bit of a surprise. I can't remember where it is, so I'm going to have to go into my garage, into the manufacturer. So the manufacturer is Aston Martin, and the car isn't the Vulcan. It's the Valkyrie, the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Now we're racing this in its exclusive series in Tier 20 around my 4th favourite track in the game. It's Monza. However, it is 10 laps. Now I'm going to do my best not to cheat on this, but I don't promise a great deal, I'm afraid. Now this is a great car. This is a crazy car. Yeah, let's see what happens. Listen to that engine. Staying back out of the way. There we go. Into 9th place, 10th place. That's good. We can start picking them off now. Seven. That's not too bad at the end of lap 1, 5th place. 9 laps to go, 4 cars to overtake. Now whereas I had a problem with the Bugatti braking in time, I think I've got a bit more opportunity to brake a bit later with this car. Yes, this is a very different car to drive. Oh, ho, ho. Man, that were close. Still in third. Did go off track. Push my limit in terms of where to brake there. I think I'm going to win this quite easily. You can scratch my nose. You can do that in a proper race, obviously. Let's carry on racing. Go, go, go. Push. So at the end of lap 3, we're in second place. It's definitely looking good for the win. Just need to get my braking point on this ride. That's a bit better. Go, nice and easy does it. Yeah, so the grip on this car is pretty good. The brakes are pretty good as well. It probably helps by the fact that top speed isn't quite so high. The acceleration is okay. And that's what it looked like inside. Pretty funky. Keep on pushing. Keep on pushing. Daisy. A little bit too late into the braking there. Still in first place though. Let's just bring this home now. Lovely car to drive. It's a pleasure driving this again. Oh, hello. Got acceleration failure. Got a mechanical problem. on pushing. Now we're 113. Penultimate lap. Okay, just about to start the final lap of 112, into the 112s. Oh, messed that up. Shame. There we go. So that is car number 4, the Aston Martin Valkyrie, around track number 4, Monza. Okay, what have we got next? Well, we're into the top 3. Now, this is a bit of an interesting one, this next car, because I never did get its big brother. But when I raced this car recently, to be fair, I absolutely loved racing this car. So we are doing, if we go to Legend, all the way across, in the Italian Prime series, we're on tier 10. We've got the Grand Prix circuit at Silverstone. That is track number 3. We've got 3 laps and we're racing the Ferrari FXXK. Never did get to do the FXK Evo. Can't think that would have been a better car, but this car is fantastic. Let's go out in it. listen to the engines. Fantastic. Okay, so why do I like Silverstone so much? So Silverstone is a wonderful mixture of straights, curves and turns. I just think it's fantastic. It's a real testing circuit, but it's also very, very fast. That's why I've put it slightly above Monza. It's got a little bit more sort of like technical hurdles to overcome than what Monza has. And the Ferrari, why do I love that car so much? Well, just listen to it. Listen to that car roar. It's fast, it's grippy, and it roars. Well, unless you're me and I find its limit in terms of grip. Look at that. In lap 1, at the end of lap 1, I'm in first place. Let me just, 1 second. There we go, fantastic. Right. Lap 1 do, on to lap 2. Abdullah asks how many cars are left. Well, this is car in position number 3. So 2 more cars, 2 more tracks after this. I think you're going to love the number 2 spot. That's all I'm saying. I do find the limit on grip with this car though, it's interesting. Another hypercar there, over 200 miles per hour. Right, there we go. Lap 2 completed. On to the final lap. Managed to skid there a bit again. And again. Oh man. Oh dear. We're going to hit 200 miles per hour on this straight. There we go. 220 miles per hour. That's just crazy. There we go. Wow. Fantastic. So that's car number 3, track number 3, the Ferrari FXXK around Silverstone Grand Prix circuit. Look at that. We're almost close to going up a fame level. I don't think we are going to happen. It's going to happen on this stream. 2 more cars left. Right, here we go. So, you might like this car. I might be doing it on not the best track for it, but let's take a look. Also in Legend, we have the McLaren MP4X, a beast of a car, the highest PR in the game, and I'm racing it around Laguna Seca. It's another cup race. It's 6 laps. This car will do it in 2 minutes. So, look at that. Look at those stats. Not actually the fastest car in the game, 275 miles per hour. Another car with an acceleration of 1.6 seconds. The braking is incredible, and the grip is, I think it's the best grip in the game. I might struggle a little bit to begin with because this car drives so differently from all the other cars in the game. But let's give it a go. It's pretty much a Formula One car if you removed all the restrictions. But it doesn't sound so good, does it? It doesn't sound brilliant. It's taken me a bit of time to get used to this car. I probably don't need to brake anywhere near as much as what I am at the moment. Probably didn't pick the best track. So Laguna Seca is effectively track number 7. So it's just to balance out the fact that I had to do track number 1 a little bit earlier on. Okay, we're only in 13th place at the middle of lap 2, so got to go some. Okay, so I'm 11th at the end of lap 2. 4 laps to go. 10 cars to overtake. Might be a big ass to get first here. We'll see. Okay, so 8th place at the end of lap 3. 3 laps to go. 7 cars to overtake. One. 2. 3. Okay, 2 laps to go. 5th place, 4 cars to overtake. I've only just realised I don't need to brake around half these corners. Not to worry. Okay, we're into 3rd on the final lap. Maybe we're not going to get 1st, but we are going to get a podium. There we go, 2nd place. 2nd place for the 2nd best car in the game. Okay, so Ayeka has said, I've just bought the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute. This is my last new car. Okay, very good. And Abdullah says, we really have a lot of comment in favourite tracks and cars. Well, I might just surprise you with my number 1, at least in terms of car. So obviously my number 1 in terms of track is Sebring International Raceway. My favourite car in the game, now if you've been watching for a while, I will have said this before, so it won't come as a surprise. But if we go to Season 3, my favourite car in the game is the Rimac Nevera. Now actually, what am I doing? Oh, I'm doing the exclusive series for this one. So, into its exclusive series. And we're racing around the number 2 track in the game, which is the Circuit of the Americas, the Grand Prix circuit, the Circuit of the Americas. For a long time, that was my number 1 until Sebring entered the competition at the very last opportunity. So, where is it? It's tier 17. No, it's not. It can't be. That's wrong. Sorry, where is it? Have I not done it? Oh, I don't think I've done this one. Oh, did I miss it? I might have missed it. Oh, maybe it's not exclusive then. Let's go back. It is Circuit of the Americas. Just give me a moment while I find it. Oh, there it is. So it is in its the normal series, which only has the Rimac in it. We're doing the Grand Prix circuit at the Circuit of the Americas, and it's 4 laps. Perfect timing to finish bang on 2 hours of streaming. Honestly, it wasn't planned. I didn't plan it like that. Oh dear. Right, okay. So, this car. In fact, let's just go back again. I was getting a bit too excited. Let's just go back and have a look at the stats. Let's come back out. Go back in. So, acceleration, look at that, 1.5 seconds, which I believe is as quick as it gets. I think one of the Pinanins does it in 1.45 seconds. The top speed, 285 miles per hour, so it's not hasn't got the top speed in the game. But look at the grip and the brakes. Pretty good for a car of this nature. Right. I do need to be careful about when I brake though, because it gets to the top speed so quickly. You do need to brake early in this car. So why do I like it so much? Well, I'd probably say, in fairness, because of all the hypercars, it's probably the one I've seen the most in real life. And I've only seen one of them. But one of them is parked in a glass box outside of a roller coaster entrance at a theme park in Germany called Europa Park. Rimac, the manufacturer, sponsors a ride there called Voltron, and this car sits at the entrance. So you can have a right old look around it, and it looks majestic in view. So that's one of the reasons why it's my favourite. The second reason is how it drives. It's just crazy. It's got that acceleration, it's got the speed, but it's balanced out by grip and brakes. Now the other thing to note as well is it hasn't got the horrible, even though it's an electric car, it hasn't got the horrible whiny electric car noise that a lot of the cars have. But it is a bit of a beast, and I do find it a bit crazy to drive. But then again, all the cars this evening have just been a bit crazy to drive. Look at that, already over 200 miles per hour. I need to brake soon, I think. That's the only thing I worry about with cars like this, when I have to brake. Look at that. Fantastic, oh my word. I think there's no doubt I'm going to win this. So there we go, the Rimac Nevera, in my humble opinion, the best car in the game. But if you've got a different opinion, honestly, I don't mind. I mean, all the cars I've raced this evening are fantastic cars, and more besides that, some of the cars we've not even touched upon. There's so many brilliant cars in this game. But this is my favourite. This is the number one, and we're racing on the number two best track in the game. It's very much, see, so Silverstone I've put third. So basically, I believe that the designers of this track took all the best elements from Silverstone and to some degree from Suzuka and put it into this track. So there's lots of similar elements, just in a different order. Look at that. That's just brilliant. Oops a daisy. Off track, never mind. Yeah, so there we go. That's my top 10 for both car and tracks. What I will do after I've raced this, I'll just read through the top 10 for the tracks and the top 10 for the car. Let me know what you think and if you agree or disagree. But if you do disagree, just be wary that you're wrong. Just saying. Okay, so there we go. We are in first place, penultimate lap. Also, it's funny, this car doesn't feel as fast as what it is. I'm going round the corners doing over 100 miles per hour. Now, I suppose the other thing we need to do on the final lap is have a look inside this car. Oh, would be nice, Tony, if you could stay on track for the last lap. Go on then. I'll give it a go. Oh dear. Whoops-a-daisy. Okay, there we go. Now, how weird is that inside? Gone off a few times on this final lap. It's very disappointing. There we go. That is it. We finish with a first. We've almost gone up a fame level. That will happen in tomorrow's stream. All right, so let's have a review of the top 10 as we've now done all the cars and all the tracks. Let's take the game off screen, mute its audio. So let's do the cars first. No, let's do the tracks first. So number 10, I've got Mount Panorama. Number 9, I've got Suzuka, the Grand Prix circuit. Number 8, I've got Lime Rock Park, the road course configuration. 7 is Laguna Seca. 6, Spa Francorchamps. 5, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the road course. 4, Monza, just Monza. Number 3, the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit. Number 2, the Grand Prix circuit of the Americas. And number 1, the Sebring International Raceway Grand Prix circuit. Now the cars. Number 10, the Mazda Fury. Number 9, the Zenvo Aurora Tour. Number 8, the McLaren Solus GT. They really do need to change that name. Number 7, the Peugeot 9X8 Hypercar. Number 6, the Koenigsegg Gemera. Number 5, the Bugatti Bolide. Number 4, the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Number 3, the Ferrari FXXK. I never did get to race the Evo. Number 2, the McLaren MP4-X. And number 1, the Rimac Nevera. Abdullah says, this is also a good car. Well, thank you very much, sir. There we go. That's the top 10. The top 10 tracks and the top 10 cars. I really hope you enjoyed that. If you did enjoy this top 10, then please give the video a thumbs up or a like. And if you'd like to see more of this type of content, then please look to subscribe to the channel, The Fifth Guardian, on YouTube, or follow the channel, The Fifth Guardian, on Rumble. That being said, all that it remains for me to do is to wish you, whatever is left of your day, a very good one. And I hope to see you for some more racing in tomorrow's stream. Until then, thank you and goodbye.